Shanti, I noticed when I bowed down and in reference to humility, in front of you, that I had an overwhelming feeling of trust and happiness.
Yes. So this is universal. Universal. Our head represents ego.
Right.
When we lower the head, we become humble. That's why all the tradition, Japanese bow down, Even in the church, kneeling down is also bowing down. And I explain in the book, Hindu tradition is folding the palms and lowering the head. Okay, and that's what. Folding the palm actually makes you humble, because I said, if you fold the palms, then try to shout. You cannot shout. To shouting, you have to raise your arms. See, humility. Also, hands represent karma yoga, action. Okay. Touching the heart is bhakti yoga. And lowering the head brings humility. Bringing gnana means lowering the head. So all these things are accomplished by folding the palms, lowering the head. Greatest humility, more than bowing down, is lying flat on the floor, right on the stomach. And that is called in a Surya Namaskar. In a sun salutation we practice, one of the gesture is called Shastanga Dandavat. Shasta, Sha, Ashta, Anga, Dandavat. Dandavat means like a star position. Like star position with 8 parts of the body touching the floor. So head, both hands, both shoulders, both knees, both feet.
And why is that more intense?
It's more intense because you are bowing down with 8 limbs all the way down flat.
Right.
Like you're sitting is lowering the head.
Right.
But when you are flat, that is highest kind of prostration. This is gesture. And people who go on the pilgrimage, that is what they do. They travel 5 miles to the pilgrimage. They do in all the countries, I think Christians also do it, I have seen that. They bow down and come down flat, and then they start from where they left off. So it takes a long time, just like exercise. And that exercise for devotion, because you are sacrificing, but out of joy as a devotion. So this is why it gives the joy. It is not what the teacher wants or a guru wants or mentor wants.
Right.
It is us. So actually it is for our humility to receive. And that clears the question about guru. I cannot be guru. So people ask, are you a guru? Guru is not something I have to be. Guru as a disciple have to be. A student becomes humble and becomes disciple. I already become a guru without my knowing.
Right.
See, so that is a concept.
Right.
So if somebody says, I am your disciple, it's only their ego, they are becoming disciple. So really, humility makes us disciple because we absorb more. Today I put it on Facebook, observe. And that is very relevant. Observe the nature. And I wrote in the books, and one of the incarnation, Lord Dattatreya made 24 gurus. I mentioned some of them: earth, water, fire, air, space, a prostitute, a child, arrow maker. They made all these things. We can make trees our guru. We learn from all the natural sources. We learn. Giving services unconditionally. Then other thing I said, observe the animals. Look at the birds, horse, dog, or just all the animals, and you learn how to live in rhythm with nature. And then we find peace. They don't hoard. They eat only when they are hungry. Just So many things we can learn from animals, but we don't become like animals. They do that out of instinct for survival, but we interfere with our mind, emotions, and senses. So, if we want to find harmony, we have to observe the animals. All yoga positions are observing the animals, that named after crow position, cobra position, so forth. Even in martial art, there are so many moves, just like a monkey movement and all this, and they actually practice that. I have seen that. So all these observing animals, you learn so many things from them. Observing nature, we learn how to be humble. Observing the animal kingdom, we learn how to live in the rhythm. Humility is the essence. We cannot learn without humility. Without humility, our ego comes in the way, and head represents ego. Head has to come below the heart, for humility. So bowing down is common. It's just common gesture. Like certain sounds are common in the world, like Om or Shanti. You say it, you find peace. Squeaking sound will be disturbing sound. Doesn't need any language. Okay. Certain gesture for anger is to raise the arms. Folding the palms, it just automatically closes the energy. Okay. Yeah, so Gnana, head comes down, Gnana. Bhakti means closer to heart, and Karma means action. So Gnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Surrender Yoga all come from doing this. Japanese, they do this way. Everyone has some custom to show. Even in politics, somebody who is predominant gets a higher seat.
Right.
Others get the lower seat.
Right.
And there are so many stories told, just to give the point, that one time a king had a big garden with mango trees, and somebody was stealing it. And he had all kind of guards and also fences, and he wondered. So one day he just wanted to catch the thief. So king caught the thief because he had so many people watching him, and he saw that with his mantra power he was bending the branches so low that he could pick up the mango without guards finding out. So king said, I can forgive you if you teach me the art. Okay. So kings try to learn. King is on the throne, the man is teaching from the floor, and no matter how much he taught, he could not get it. So he asked advisor, what is wrong? Why don't I get it? Say, you are a king, but for learning, let him sit on the throne and you sit at his feet, then you will learn. That story explains the real essence of humility.